I haven't kissed anybody since July. Do I even remember how to like? Hey guys, hey, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to have like our casual yap session. So girl, do your chores, clean up, put this on in the background and just let it ride, okay? So today's topic is honestly about loneliness. Like, fun facts, interesting facts, I know you want to know. I have been single for 3 to 4 years. Yeah, 4 years. I've been single for 4 years. And that's a long time. That's a long time. Time well spent. Like in that time, I had to rebuild myself, like life after heartbreak. Kidding. And then I just had to relearn life, like after losing a parent, which is like a very pivotal let me cook time in a person's life. So those are just like moments where it wasn't right to be in a relationship and or rush in a relationship. However, the hard truth of the matter is things get lonely. So lonely that y'all, I'm convinced that I forgot how to kiss. Like, I forgot how to kiss. I swear to you, like, I was asking my friend the other day, like, when somebody goes in for a kiss, what do you do? Do you lean in? Do you lean out? Like what do you do? Do you get nervous and just be like, What do you do? I genuinely do not know. Like, I forgot. That's just how long it's been. And since you are getting to know me, let me give you this fun fact. It's not a cute fact, but I want to be real and honest. So when I was in undergrad and like high school, it was like this running joke that I considered myself like and my friends would like chime in on the joke that like I was like a kissing hoe. No, pause. That was the joke because I was petrified, and I do mean petrified, to have a sexual intercourse. Like, I was so scared. The church that I grew up in and like my mom and everything like scared the Jesus out of me to like have sexual intercourse, especially like premarital sexual intercourse. Growing up, I knew personally that I wasn't going to wait till marriage to do that, but I just was still scared, like when was the right time, you know? And so I was like, kissing isn't a sin. Since kissing is not a sin, let's go for it. Oh, we like each other, gonna kiss you. Oh, we like each other, I wanna kiss you. We kiss you. And not to toot my own horn, but I'm a good kisser. Well, I was a good kisser. Times have changed. I don't know what I am now. But I was a really good kisser. I earned that name well. Now, don't get me wrong. I definitely knew of the thing called mono, which is still a real thing, very much so real. So I wasn't just like off the hinges with it, but I took my risk, and I of course know by herpes 1, 2, and 3. I took my chances. The Lord loves me. Genuinely, the Lord loves me, because your girl is mono, herpes, none of that. None of that, because I was still cautious and considerate with my kissing escapades, you know? So with that being said, in those 4 years of being like single, I had like 1 year where I was like interested in someone that I used to talk to. I had a year of like strict isolation where I didn't talk to anybody, and I do mean nobody. And then 2023 homecoming was my first time talking or being open to dating. That was my first time being open to dating, and honestly, it was kind of shocking. In a good way, in a bad way. I really don't know if it was good or bad, because you spend these years working on yourself and pointing out the flaws that you see internally, and being intentional about bettering those things. But to better things in isolation and to better things that while in the motion, totally different. Totally different. You know how like when you are practicing for a step show and your step coach says you need to practice how you're going to perform? It's the same thing. Like, you have to work on yourself in the manner of how are you going to perform. Like, you have to ask yourself like the hard questions. Like, I know that communication is very, very important for me, because it keeps me from overthinking. It keeps me from getting in my head. It keeps me from spiraling. But then it's also like you want communication, but have you practiced giving communication? Because I know that I want a communication, but how do you give that same communication that you want without it being like a pride check or an ego check, or you not worrying about how it looks to the other person and just doing it based off your own merit and action and all of that? Because a prime example, let's paint the full picture here. Commonly, when you haven't dated for a long period of time, you become very timid and or shy. And me, for instance, I used to thrive off of having a lot of interactions. Like, I was the one that I text this guy, that guy, this guy, that guy. It really, in my mind, was a game. Like, it was a game. No feelings were being caught, nothing. It would be very rare that feelings were attached to it. So with maturity, and then with addressing inner child problems, comes with the realization that, hey, I do want to get married one day. And since I do want to get married one day, that requires me to like somebody. That requires me to really give myself to someone. And that was a very obtuse topic and a realization for me, because it's requiring me to honestly kneel to self or to die to my flesh, because flesh is filled with pride, flesh is filled with ego, flesh is filled with this presumption that I'm so up here that if I do the littlest thing, it knocks me off my pedestal or something, which is, girl, what? Because, excuse me, to say that I want a guy that calls me and texts me, and then to never call and or text, it's like you want something that you're not giving. So you want that person to be 100% while you be what, 10? And a lot of these topics are me talking myself through things, and because this is honestly something that I am dealing with. My excuse is always, oh, I'm not a caller, like I prefer to text. But if the hard truth is, I'm doing it out of comfort. I'm doing it out of, oh, if a person doesn't text me back, that takes away nothing from me. Versus if they don't call me, it's like, dang, like they really don't mess with me, like, or oh my gosh, they didn't answer, are they with such and such, or are they like spiraling, self-inflicted spiraling, which in my opinion is one of the worst kinds of spirals, just my opinion. So all of that to say, it's hard. It's hard putting yourself back into the dating field, like the dating world. Because for me, I'm applying the method of Just because you see somebody and you like their outward appearance, stop right there. That does not mean you like them. You like their outward appearance. I heard somebody say once, when a guy is interested in a woman, he doesn't say I like her. He says I'm interested in her, because he doesn't place that like until he gets to know the woman better. And I currently apply the same thing, because I want to be cautious with my mental space, my emotional space. I want to be cautious with how far I've gotten internally, like how much I've healed. I don't want one thing to offset it and then I'm back to square zero. Mind you, healing is not linear. You're going to take a few steps back, but that doesn't mean you be reckless with your healing, if that makes sense. So for me, if I'm talking to someone and I like some of the things that I see, I pause and or I take a moment to fully say I like that person. I say I'm interested in that person because I see that they're attentive. Week 1, week 2, they may not still be attentive. When you, in my opinion, when you like someone, you're putting effort into it. You're putting intention into it. While when you're interested in someone, you're building on that. You're building on the things that you could possibly like, or be interested in. Oh, I really hope this is making sense. So for me, I'm interested in you because you're handsome. I'm interested in you because I like the way you dress. I'm interested in you because when you talk to me, you say we instead of I. Like, I'm interested in you. And then I start liking you because those manners, that mannerism, that dialogue, that attentiveness, that effort is consistent. Because commonly, especially amongst speaking for self, we like the thing that's instant. So if I meet you one day and then day 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, you're always texting me, you're always calling, you're always checking in, of course I'm gonna like you. It's that fast thing, it's that instant thing. But also on day 5 and 6, I'm going to realize we have nothing in common. So now I'm attached to the routine of a person that I genuinely don't even like. But now, instead of being able to quickly detach from that person, I keep it lingering, or I keep that person lingering around because they're now a part of my daily routine. I talk to them from the time I wake up to the time I go to sleep. I talk to them. I know that they're going to call me on the phone when I am on the way to the gym. They're a part of my routine. So now I'm not talking to this person because I like them and I'm interested in them. I'm talking to them because it's comfortable. I'm talking to them because I'm attached to a void of loneliness that's temporarily being filled when your standards are not being filled and your standards are not being met. Like, honestly, you're settling. You're settling for the fact that you just want somebody to talk to. And I attest that at the age of 27, it's common to say that, oh girl, if you're not dating someone or if you're not serious about dating, then what you doing? You knocking on 30. You sure you still get married? When you having them kids? Slow down, sister. I am not in the business of settling because my age says so. No, I do not want to be a statistic for divorce. I do not want to be a statistic for raising kids in a broken home because I want to stay with such and such because we got kids. No, that will not be my story, and I'm being very, very intentional about that. Do I want a partner? Yes. Do I want to get married? Yes. Do I want 2 kids? Yes. But I don't want to rush the process because of the culture that's being set that if you're knocking on 30, then something must be wrong with you. My reality is that I'm in school getting my doctoral degree, and realistically, I do not have the time to pour into a relationship that's substantial enough for marriage. When honestly, that's the hard truth. And then also it's another side that I just haven't met the person that's willing to give me what I want. Do I know there's going to be some things and or some matters that I have to compromise on? Of course. But there's also some things that I refuse to compromise on, and until I meet that. Exactly. Like I'm no. So it gets lonely. Do not get me wrong. It gets lonely. It's sometimes at night, you just like be up thinking to yourself, wow, there's nobody texting my phone. Like, or you see people when I go to the park, like to go walking, and you see the cute couples walking and holding hands. You like, wow, that's beautiful. Wow. But in this season of dating and being intentional about dating, I want to practice that in all aspects. Like, I need to work on giving the attention that I want to receive. Like, I was talking to my therapist the other day, and I was telling her about this guy that I'm interested in, and she calls it a slow burn. She calls it a slow burn. It's a concept that's very obtuse to me, specifically because I like instant gratification. But there's more there's more cons. Please let me correct myself. There are more cons to instant gratification than there are pros. For one, when I'm instantly gratified by a situation, as quick as I like that thing, I dislike it even quicker. Because it gets old, it gets boring, just like that. Whereas with the buildup of things, it keeps my engagement, because just like, oh, what's gonna happen next? Like, oh, what's gonna come of it? But then the downside is, oh, what's going to come of it? Like, oh, is something going to happen next? Like, what we doing? And so right now, the challenge that my therapist is having with me is I have slight pride issues. Like, I have an ego, because I don't even want to say ego. I overthink to the point where my first initial reaction is to do one thing, but instead of just automatically doing it, I think so deeply into it, I talk myself out of it. Like, my reaction right now is to call the guy that I'm interested in, but then in my mind I'm thinking to myself, but oh no, he hasn't texted me today, or oh no, what if he's busy, or oh no, what if he was with a girl, or oh no, da 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 da. Girl, sis, you could have just called by now. Either he's gonna answer or he's not gonna answer. And right now I'm preaching to me, because I'm still not gonna make that phone call, but one day I might. So we're gonna call this phase the going with the motions, but trying and or practicing being more intentional. So hopefully the next time we meet, I'll be able to say, hey girl, remember that guy we were talking about? Yes, I finally randomly called him, and he answered or he didn't answer. Either way, I randomly called. And I did not use the excuse that, oh, I'm a texter, I don't like calling people, all of that. So that was my rant for the day. Hope you all enjoyed getting into my mind, and if so, comment down below. I'm really thinking about making this a series. I'm gonna call it the dating series, because I be going through some ups and downs. I take things really slow because I am just being very cautious. Like, I know that in order to find love, you have to also be willing to risk heartbreak, and where there's risk, there's a reward. So I'm telling myself that I'm ready, but I also know that it's one thing to say it and there's another thing to put it in action. So maybe we can make this a series, and I'll update you all every so often on it. Other than that, thank you guys for watching. Comment down below if you like this topic, want to hear more on it, or you're interested in hearing something else. But until next time, bye.